chapter? Anyone wants to volunteer? What is that we are discussing in this chapter, and what all you felt so far? Some lessons that you can learn from the life of Narada Muni, or what qualities or glorifications, glories of Narada Muni you have understood so far? Anybody want to throw some light or some realizations, revelations, anything that you people had or have so far? This is very important. Actually, Narada Muni's character is very, very important for all of us, actually. Anybody would like to volunteer?
Mataji, I can just try some points.
Yeah, sure.
Mataji, actually, Narad Muni was was very fortunate that he was always meditating on the Lord's names, constantly. Like he did not feel any shy or something. Like he was going on taking again and again, wherever he was. Like he was constantly smaranam. Because our chanting is not like mechanical thing sometimes we do, but Narad Muni's chanting was somewhere, in different level. Like he was not at all, he was freed from all the material desires and he was focused only on that, that smaranam thing. And
how did he achieve that?
So the association with the Bhakti Vedanta.
Yeah.
Correct. So because he sincerely served the Bhakti Vedantis. So this is a chapter where it's a discussion between Vedavyas and Narada Muni, right? So the chapter is all about that. And during the discourse between them, so Narada Muni started to explain his own life, past life, what he was, how he was, and how he became Narada Muni also. Okay, so Mataji has told one point that Narada Muni is always chanting the glories of the Lord. And why from where he got that taste? Because of his sincere service to the Bhakti Vedantas. Because he was sincerely serving, so he got that opportunity to render some service, and they have also blessed him with their Mahaprasad, Uttishta, so that, with that, he started. And one more impediment that he had, what Krishna has done in his life?
He lost his mother.
He lost his mother. So do you all had any doubts on that? Like why Krishna had to take away mother from, at such young age? He became...
Because so that Narayana Muni can, he can serve the Bhakti Vedantas and progress in devotional service.
He was the only connection to this material world.
Correct. So his mother was only a connection to the material world. Bhaktivedantas are already gone. Like they were there only for some time during Chaturmas, and then they went away. So after that, mother had passed away. So actually, at that stage, what is the stage that Narada Muni has reached in his devotional service?
He has reached a high stage where he could even Krishna, like he appeared in front of him just for a very short time, just for a minute or so. That's why he is very fortunate, Mataji. And then he looked for Krishna again and again, but he couldn't see. And then he got blessings from Krishna.
Yeah. So why is that? He went to that stage, very high stage, as you said, that is true, in the very high stage of devotional service. But why Lord gave him only a darshan for a short while? Why he did not allow him to, take darshan for a longer time?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So eagerly wait for the Supreme Lord for a long time. He has to wait.
Yeah, that's what I am asking. Why is that so? Why he has to wait?
So that he can perform more and more devotional service and please the Lord.
Yeah, the main important point over here is the Narada Muni. We should also see, the life of Narada Muni is not a normal, ordinary personality actually. In the Bhagavatam, all personalities are very, very crucial. Why the Bhagavatam is there for us to learn and to imbibe the qualities. And, when we are reading through these pastimes, we have to actually start meditating on those characters and their behavior, their characteristics, so that we also develop them, in the course of our life, slowly or deliberately. We have to see where we can start applying the principles that these great souls are, sharing through this Bhagavatam. So if you see the life of Narada Muni, see, he is playing a very vital role and trying to extract, a message in each of the roles that he is playing. He is actually an acharya of all paramparas. If you take like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and all, wherever you take, wherever you go, he's just not there in this Bhagavad Purana, or not only in Srimad Bhagavatam. Narada Muni comes into picture in various places. There are so many pastimes related with the Narada Muni which were not there even in Bhagavatam also, like what do you call, like Nrigari story. So that is not there. And then the interactions with the Ratnakar, which is Valmiki's previous life, that is not there in Bhagavat. But many such pastimes are he is involved in many such pastimes which teaches us loads and loads of lessons, and it actually brings out the glory of Narada Muni as Mahabhagavat. If you see, Narada Muni is actually, he is actually third canto. When we go to the third canto, we'll come to know there, but actually he's created with the deliberation of Brahma in Bhakti. So all the major pure devotees, whatever you come across in the Srimad Bhagavatam, they are all his disciples only, right? Like many of you would know that he made so many disciples. And then like Prahlad Maharaj, many, for Dhruva Maharaj also he comes and he helps. Wherever, I mean, he plays very vital role in every pastime where the Lord has to be glorified and where the devotees has to be glorified, like that. What happened? My voice is low.
Okay,
Am
Yes,
I not?
Mataji. First it was, now it is okay, Mataji.
Okay. So am I audible now?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So I was telling, like, he even in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he comes even in that, even in the pages of Brihad Bhagavatamrita also, where he plays a vital role in helping Gopakumar to reach to the Golok Vrindavan. So that's why he is actually a transcendental spaceman. He can travel everywhere, and by his mercy we are able to peek into different lokas also, because he's a spaceman. It comes like we will read now. Because he's a spaceman, he can show us. We get a glimpse of what Brahmaloka is all about. We get a glimpse of Svargaloka. We get what is there in Kailash. We get a peek into even Hiranyakashipu's kingdom also. Everywhere he has no restriction. And he goes everywhere, and he doesn't even discriminate. Discriminate to go to devotees and also demons. He, even though if he goes there, he still remains pure. But whereas in our case, we don't go anywhere and everywhere, right? Because we are worried that we get contaminated. but we are already contaminated. But Narada Muni is very, very pure. So from his personal behavior, and we also have to learn from his teachings. Uh, these are you know very, very crucial stories which we should imbibe in our lives. Actually, if you see, Narada Muni is also third in the list of Mahajans. So he's not just a Mahabhagavat, but he's also Mahajans. So it's like when we are reading through these chapters, the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, my request to all of you is to take some time and, during the day, anytime, like after you hear or while you are hearing, just meditate and, just keep remembering what all happened in the life of Narada Muni, how he is able to achieve and why the Lord is showering mercy to him. Why, that mercy, what Lord is showering to him, will also can happen to us also. It's not that, Lord can only give mercy to Narada Muni and he cannot give mercy to us. It never happens like that. So we can also become the patra of that mercy. But when we follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni, so we have to see how we can actually develop that taste, and how he has achieved, how we can also serve selflessly without any motivations, ulterior motives, and with one pointed attention, just to please the great souls. So when you serve, then we will also get that, the bhakti is awarded. Actually, the bhakti, you cannot gain bhakti on your own. It is actually, it's awarded. So it has been awarded to Narada Muni by the transcendentalist, and he took that opportunity. Like when the mother also passed away, he took that as an opportunity to go deeper. He was not cared about the material aspects of life, because he thought that, let me just focus, because he started to get the ruchi, taste, and he went to the stage of prema. So as a child, Narada Muni went to the stage of prema, but his stage of prema is infant stage. So that's why the Lord did not allow him to give darshan for a very long time. So he gave a very short darshan and he said, this is what you get. Now you remember this darshan and continue to do your devotional service, so that in the next life you will become perfected. Okay, so he wanted, why the Lord telling him that you have to go from infant stage to the matured stage of devotional, of prema. So it's like the prema has to fructify. To that stage you should reach. So only when you reach to that stage, then you can be with me. You can remember me. You can be with me. So that is what.
Mataji,
Yeah.
Mata, then can we say he had reached the bhava stage?
I'm not talking about bhava, prema.
Yeah, so he wanted him to advance more, no?
Yeah, advance more. He has only infant prema, so he has
Okay.
to reach to the mature level of prema.
Yeah. Okay,
So
Mataji.
for that reason, the Lord has given only a short darshan for a short time. Okay. So then what happened after that? Can someone tell? Like, then what happened? Hare Krishna.
Mataji also explaining about this, when Narada met death, it was like a lightning. Because for a normal person, a non-devotee or atheist, it happens like it's very painful. But once he has attained that, he's a pure devotee. So like just a fraction, he need not undergo, mm, you know, what to say, like nothing was coming into his mind, just like very comfortable leaving the body.
Yeah. Why? Because the body is already purified and he has
Purified.
reached to a stage of transcendental uh, he is beyond the mode of goodness. Now he has reached beyond the mode of
Yeah.
goodness. He is in a transcendental plane, because of which his body also became transcendental to the modes. So when he has left the body, I mean, it is this same body he left the left the world, material world. He did not had to leave the body. Like us, we leave this body and our soul goes off. So for him, the soul and the body is the same. It's like
Yeah.
that. So what happens? Anybody remembers in last shloka what happens? So what happens? He is actually at the end of the millennium. Then when Narayan lay down within the water of devastation. Okay, sorry. Before that, like Narada Muni also enters into the body of Mahavishnu, right? I quit the body, having been awarded a transcendental body befitting an associate of personality of Godhead. So he achieved a transcendental body by his devotional service, which befits to become an associate of a personality of Godhead. He quit the body, which is made of 5 material elements, and thus all acquired fruitive results of work has stopped. So whatever, he does not have any karma associated anymore now. So after that, in the next millennium, when Brahma was created again. So he also entered through his breathing. So I mean, Brahma also goes, like when the Lord Narayan at the time of devastation, a whole anda goes inside the Lord Narayan, right? Like Mahavishnu. So that time he also entered. Narada Muni also entered into the body of Lord Narayan. Then after Sahasra Yuga, 1000 yugas, after 1000 yugas, the Brahma is again, he is awakened. So he was born again, and he creates the creation again by the will of the Lord. So when he is creating the when he created the universe, so that time the Brahma, he deliberated, like we all know that even Kumaras are born from Brahma, right? So but they are jnanis. They, like Kumaras, are born to spread the jnana. They are jnanis. So similarly, this Narada Muni is a Manas Putra of Brahma. Means what? It is said that he was born from Brahma's deliberation. What is Brahma's deliberation? It's actually a finest aspect of Brahma, which is like bhakti part of it. So it's a bhakti avatar. So Narada Muni is actually empowered incarnation of bhakti. That's why you see, even in this in the previous slokas, you will also read somewhere that where Narada Muni has created Narada Bhakti Sutra, right? He is the first one who has created the the sutras for the devotional service. Okay, so he is the actual he's created just for the spread the bhakti only. So that's the difference between Narada Muni and other sons of Lord Brahma. So here, I think this is already covered. I'm just saying, like all the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri, they were all created from the like transcendental body of the Lord, and I also appeared along with them. Then what happens in the 31st sloka, we will read here.
Mother, one clarification. You
yeah.
said that Narada was an empowered incarnation of Brahma. Brahma, you said?
No.
Then-
Empowered incarnation of bhakti.
Of bhakti. Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Who will recite this shloka? I mean, somebody who would like to?
Yeah, Mataji, we can just raise your hands and start.
Okay.
Okay, shall I start first?
Yeah, Mataji. Yes.
Yes,
You
Sloka
want me
31.
You will read or I should read?
Yes, Mataji, I agree.
Okay, fine. You can read.
Pranam Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Antarbahishcha lokam strin parye me ashkandita vratah anugrahan mahavishnu avighat gati kvachit. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the three divisions of the material world. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Divya Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Purport. Mataji, can you raise increase the font size?
Can you see now?
Okay, Mataji. Okay. As
Okay.
stated in the Bhagavad Gita.
More
Mataji?
you want?
Yes, Mataji.
Is this okay?
Yes, this is fine, Mataji.
Oh,
Hare
what
Krishna.
happened? Yeah.
It's an advanced search actually. The duration,
This one.
purport by Srila Prabhupada. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, there are three divisions of the material spheres, namely in the Urdhva Loka, topmost planets, Madhya Loka, midway planet, and Adholoka, downward planet. Beyond the Urdhva Loka planet, that is to say above the Brahma Loka, are the material coverings of the universe, and above that is the spiritual sky, which is unlimited in expansion, containing unlimited self-illuminating Vaikuntha planets inhabited by God Himself, along with His associates, who are all eternally liberated living entities. Sri Narada Muni would enter all these planets in both the material and spiritual spheres without restriction. As much as the Almighty Lord is free to move personally in any part of His creation, in the material world, the living beings are influenced by the three material modes of nature, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance. But Sri Narada Muni is transcendental to all these material modes, and thus he can travel everywhere unrestricted. He is a liberated spaceman. The causeless mercy of Lord Vishnu is unparalleled, and such mercy is perceived by the devotees only by the grace of the Lord. Therefore, the devotees never fall down, but the materialists, that is, the fruitive workers and the speculative philosophers, do fall down, being forced by their respective mode of nature. The rishis, as above mentioned, cannot enter into the transcendental world like Narada. The fact is disclosed in the Narasimha Purana. Rishi like Marichi are authorities in fruitive work, and Rishi like Sanaka and Sanatana are authorities in philosophical speculation. But Sri Narada Muni is the prime authority for transcendental devotional service of the Lord. All the great authorities in the devotional service of the Lord follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni in the order of the Narada Bhakti Sutra, and therefore all the devotees of the Lord and unhesitatingly qualified to enter into the kingdom of God Vishnu. Vaikuntha. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So here we see, like Prabhupada is mentioning that very beautifully. Here it is said that now, like once the Narada Muni is born, he is saying that by the grace of Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the three divisions of the material world. Why? Because I am fixed in unbroken devotion service of the Lord. Because he is completely purified and completely under the, I mean, he has reached the maturity of prema. That's why he is able to, he got this opportunity to go anywhere. Like along with him, the other rishis are also born, right? But like Marichi and the other rishis like Sanat Kumara, the four Kumaras are there. So what happens? These Marichi, they are all like materialists. So they can only go till the shell of the universe. They cannot go beyond the shell of the universe. They can just go till the shell of the universe, but they cannot cross the shell of the universe. But whereas Narada Muni can be in this material world and can also go beyond the shell of the universe also. And what about the Jnanis? They don't want to come into the universe. They want to go out of the universe, but they don't want to come inside the universe. But Narada Muni does not have such restrictions because he is completely transcendental, and he is only always glorifying the Lord and his pastimes and his activities, and he is chanting the glories of his devotees. So he's been given awarded to go anywhere and everywhere. So he goes to all the three worlds. Not only here, he can go to anywhere. That is why I was telling just before we read this shloka, I was telling that because of his mercy, we are able to understand each of the places in this whole cosmic manifestation. I mean, like beyond the cosmic manifestation also, and within the cosmic manifestation also, and even in the transcendental realm, all the places. So he is there. Even if you see in Srimad Bhagavatam, he comes Canto 3. He comes. He Canto 4. He comes. Even in the Canto 10, Narada Muni comes. He plays a vital role everywhere. He goes to Hiranyakashipu. He is there in every part of the pastime. He always appears. Wherever is required. He is always there, and he is showing us what it looks like, the place, the people. He's actually bringing out the glories of other devotees of the Lord also. That's how his greatness is. Okay. So this is what Narada Muni is, showing us everything. So here Prabhupada is also saying that he is actually prime authority for transcendental devotional service. Because everyone has to follow, all great authorities in the devotional service of the Lord follow in the footsteps of Narada Muni in order of the Narada Bhakti Sutra. By doing that, what will happen? We get qualification to enter into the kingdom of the God, which is Vaikuntha. So that's why if you see, even Vyasadeva also, he has written so many Puranas, so many Itihasas, everything he has done. But still at the end, he is not happy. But when he has written, when he wrote this Srimad Bhagavatam, after by following the instructions of Sri Narada Muni, he became very happy, right? So that's how Narada Muni is a very powerful authority. We can always meditate. Even actually, he's always there everywhere. Even if we sincerely, whenever we are in some difficult situation, of course we have to remember the Lord and Lord's devotees also. Anytime we can even remember Narada Muni to help us. Maybe he can come in some or the other form, and he can also help all of us. Okay, so that we can keep meditating on the glories and the qualities of Narada Muni, and definitely one day we can see Narada Muni face to face. Okay, so who will read this? The next one. Sorry, I need to see. Yeah, Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you suggest some books of Narada Muni which you can read? Here they are mentioned.
You need not read any other books, Mataji. You can read only Srimad Bhagavatam. So much is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Everywhere he comes, in each canto he is there. So when you are, see, maybe what you can do is, when you are hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam classes, you can make a note of his, whatever his life story and, the points which he is trying to
I understand, Mataji.
Tell us lessons and all that. You can make a note. And then when next chapter, next canto comes, again you take those points and put it here. Yeah. So you can
And
make,
then compile it in a,
yeah,
compile it in a big paper.
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you for the suggestion.
Yeah.
I'll read now, Mataji, text 32.
Yeah, you can read Mataji.
Devadattam imam vinam sarva brahma vibhusitam murjayitva hari katham gayamanas Translation also?
Yes, Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And thus I travel, constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called a veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishnamurti Prabhu, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Yeah, then was
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The musical stringent instrument called the veena, which was handed to Narada by Lord Sri Krishna, is described in the Linga Purana, and this is confirmed by Srila Jiva Goswami. This transcendental instrument is identical with Lord Sri Krishna and Narada because all of them are of the same transcendental category. Sound vibrated by the instrument cannot be material, and therefore the glories and pastimes which are broadcast by the instrument of Narada are also transcendental. Without a ting of material inebriety, the 7 singing meters, namely saja,
Sari, ga, ma, pa, da, ma.
rasaba, ga, gandhara, ma, madhyama, pa, panchama, dha, daivata, and nishada are also transcendental and specifically meant for transcendental songs. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Sri Narada Deva is always fulfilling his obligation to the Lord for his gift of the instrument, and thus he is always engaged in singing his transcendental glories, and is therefore infallible in his exalted position. Following in the footsteps of Srila Narada Muni, a self-realized soul in the material world should also properly use the sound meters, namely sa, ra, sa, ri, ga, ma, etc., in the service of the Lord by constantly singing the glories of the Lord as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Prabhu. So here, he's saying that after that, he started traveling constantly by singing the transcendental message or glories of the Lord by using the instrument called veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to him by Lord Krishna himself. So the Lord has given, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has given Dattam. Dattam means to gift. So he has gifted veena to, which is a musically stringed instrument, to Lord Brahma to sing the glories of the Lord. So what he was doing, it has been even confirmed by Jiva Goswami also. So from our parampara also it has been confirmed that this is a gift which is given to Narada Muni by Lord Krishna. So what is Prabhupada saying? That Prabhupada is telling here that the materials, the sound that comes from this, from the instrument of Narada Muni is also transcendental. That does not have any tinge of material contamination. So there are these meters, right? Like sasa, riri, gaga, mama, papa, dada, nini, sasa, sasa, nini, dada, papa, mama, gaga, riri, sasa. I did not sing in a proper meter, but there's a meter to it. So when you sing this, actually these ragas have been there to sing devotional songs. Prabhupada is also mentioning this. It is meant to give pleasure to the Lord. Most of the times what happens when we are hearing, we sing, we always think that, it's so nice to hear those ragas. But actually it is not to give happiness to us or to our ears. It is actually, it has to be sung to give pleasure to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But nowadays, like we see that, there are so many material things, people just sing just for their own pleasure, for their own name and fame, not to give pleasure to the Lord. So it's always, even in our ISKCON, like when we are singing Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, even the singers, when the Kirtaniyas are doing it, the exalted souls, many Prabhupada disciples, Jai Dutt Swami Maharaj, even Jai Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, Burijan Prabhu, they all say that when we are singing Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, it has to be for the pleasure of the Lord. Actually, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is also has these ragas included. It is said that it also has all these ragas included. Okay, so when you chant with perfect, perfectly, that's why it is said that this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra has to be, when we are chanting even regularly our rounds also, it has to be for the pleasure of the Lord. It is not, not for us. It is actually it has to be chanted for the Lord's pleasure. So here one lesson which Narada Muni is telling for all of us is that whatever you are singing, whatever bhajan you are singing, or whatever mantra you are singing, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, whatever, or any of the transcendental song that you are singing, it has to be for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay, so we have to make sure. Sometimes we forget, and we will be singing because it is giving pleasure to us. No, but we have to keep every time in our mind that it has to be sung for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay.
So Mataji, now when we hear bhajans and all that, like Gaura bhajans, Krishna bhajans, so what should we think in our mind? We are listening it for the pleasure of Krishna?
Yeah, correct. So we are listening it to purify our senses, because it is not different from Krishna. Because these ragas,
Okay.
whatever has been the transcendental songs that come out from these, using these meters and all that, so they are non-different. Krishna, like Prabhupada is saying here, right? They are non-different from the transcendental songs. So, because it is non-different from the transcendental sound of the, Supreme Personality of Godhead, when we hear, that's why even this Bhagavatam also, it is said that when we are hearing it, actually how it purifies. The Bhagavatam also gives a lot of examples how it goes and purifies our heart. So it goes through the karna randrena. So through the ears it goes and sits in the heart, and it's like when the rain falls on the mountain, somebody goes and does anybody go and wash the mountain? No, right? Like nobody goes and cleans the mountain. When the rain comes, and the mountain, that hilly rock and all that, it becomes very clean, right? So like that, when you hear, this is like a shower for us. So when we are hearing constantly, when the Shravanam goes inside our ears, it actually cleanses our heart. Whatever malinam is there in the heart, it cleanses, and then we become purified. Okay, so it is like that, like if there is a muddy water in a glass, how it gets purified? You go and put it in front, in the under the running water. So when the water falls inside the glass, after some time, the old water, that muddy water goes off, and the fresh water gets filled up, right? So like that it happens. So we should have faith in the scriptures that this is going to happen to me. So and we also have to follow uh, whatever the scriptures are saying. So we should be very sincere. That's why we should perform sincere devotional service. So our devotional service has to be sincere. What do you mean by sincere and serious devotional service? Means sincerely we have to do without any ulterior motives. Seriously means do according to what is being taught in the shastras, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastras. Whatever has been told, just follow it, and don't concoct anything on your own. And if you follow that, the results are very quick. The results, you get purified very quickly. Like how for Narada Muni, it just took a very short time, right? In the previous life, he became fully matured in his devotional life. That's a very short. That's a very short. So when it can happen to him, do you think it will not be happen? It cannot happen to us. It can happen to us. Even we have seen like how the hippies, like Prabhupada has made all the hippies into such a great exalted devotees. They are all self-realized souls now. So it can happen. It will happen. I mean, we have examples in front of us. It's only that maybe the process that we are following, maybe it's something is wrong in our way of following the things that if we feel that we are not getting purified enough, then we have to go and check what is going wrong with us. Maybe I'm not properly, when you're chanting, you're not focusing on the holy name, or you're not doing it in Brahma Muhurta. All these things actually aid. Chanting the holy name in the Brahma Muhurta and doing Mangalarti, seeing the Lord, forms of the Lord, taking their darshan, taking the Maha of the Lord, I mean, like the flowers and all that, it's actually helps us to purify faster. It's really very quickly we can get out of these modes.
When chanting Mataji, we have to focus on the Lord and also his pastimes, no? Pastimes also?
No, Prabhupada said just
Only
hear
on the
the...
Lord,
No.
on the sound.
Yeah, it's only like on the mantra. Prabhupada said only use your ears and the tongue to chant
Yes,
the holy name
yeah,
and the
sound vibration.
sound vibration. Of course, actually all the Lord's leelas, everything is there in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which will be revealed. It comes as a revelation in the heart later on when we become purified.
Oh,
It's
okay,
not that we
Mataji.
have to sit and meditate, but yeah, you can have your own, I mean, you can create your own devotional space when you are chanting. Like you can keep, to aid in your chanting, you can keep your Ishtadevta there, like maybe some, whatever temple you go, and to whomever you are connected with, like Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, whatever you are connected.
Yeah,
I'm giving one example, that's it. Like
yeah.
whomever, even Giriraj or Tulsi Maharani, whatever, you can have it, and then you can sit and chant. And if you think that your mind is getting diverted, and then just open and then just take darshan, and then again start chanting with focused mind.
Okay, thank you for the lovely explanation, Mataji. It was nice.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mataji, next verse, Archana Mata is there. For reading purport, Rakesh Krishnappa, I request Rakesh Krishnappa.
Okay, no problem. Okay, Archana Mataji will read
Let's recite sloka and then translation, Mataji.
Yeah, okay, no. Archana Mataji, you can go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Pranam Mataji.
Yes, right.
Pragayata svaviryani tirthapada priyashrava ahoda iva me shekham darshanam yadi chetasi. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, whose glories and activities are pleasing to hear, at once appears on the seat of my heart, as if called for, as soon as I begin to chant his holy act.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Rakesh Krishnappa, are you in the class? Are you able to read, Prabhuji? Shailaja Mataji? Mataji, are you able to read purport, Mataji? Shailaja Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
No, please.
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The absolute personality of God is not different from his transcendental name, form, pastime, and sound vibrations thereof. As soon as the pure devotee engages himself in the pure devotional service of hearing, chanting, and remembering the name, fame, and activities of the Lord, at once he becomes visible to the transcendental eyes of pure devotee by reflecting himself on the mirror of the heart by spiritual television. Therefore, a pure devotee who is elated with the Lord is in loving transcendental service can experience the presence of Lord at every moment. It is a natural psychology in every individual case that a person likes to hear and enjoy his personal glories enumerated by others. That is a natural instinct, and the Lord, being also an individual personality like others, is not an exception to this psychology, because psychological characteristics visible in the individual souls are but reflections of the same psychology in the absolute Lord. The only difference is that the Lord is greatest personality of all the absolute in all his affairs. If therefore the Lord is attracted by pure devotees chanting of his glories, there is nothing astonishing. Since he is absolute, he can appear himself in the picture of his glorification, the two things being identical. Srila Narada chants the glorifications of the Lord, not for his personal benefit, but because the glorifications are identical with the Lord. Narada Muni penetrates into the presence of Lord by transcendental chanting. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, thank you so much. Very beautiful. So here it is said that Pragayatha Swa Viryani. So by singing the activities of the Lord, Tirtha Pada, Padaha. Tirtha Padaha means the Lord whose lotus feet, are the sources of all virtues or holiness. Priyaswarha, pleasing to hear. So Ahuta iva se iva me shigram darshanam yati chetasi. So it is just like seeing, the Lord is just sitting, he appears and he sits on his, in the heart of the Narada Muni immediately. I mean, he can see the Lord's presence as soon as he starts singing the glories of the Lord. So earlier we have seen, like it took so much time. It took so much time for him when he was meditating. Then the Lord Krishna has come in his meditation and he has shown his darshan. And immediately after that short while, then he disappeared, right? And he tried tried so much to get that darshan back. He tried in many ways, but it didn't work out for him. And then the Lord spoke and he said that, I will not be seen to you anymore now, and you have to wait until you are, you become matured in your devotion service. So here, but now what is the situation of Narada Muni in after the millennium, when he is born as Narada Muni in the next lifetime? So he has got that veena, and with that veena he is not misusing. So, when we get some instruments, right, sometimes like when we get something, some presents, which is everything that is being that we get in this material world, it is actually awarded by Krishna. I mean, if he doesn't sanction, if the Lord does not sanction to us, nothing can happen to us. So if something is coming to us, something good is happening, some praise is coming, some glory is coming to us, it is all awarded by Krishna only. So that's why it is said that whenever we get, like, we have to pass it on to Guru and Krishna. There is nothing glory of our own. It is only that Krishna's glory. So, but right now you can see in Narada Muni's case, as soon as he started chanting the glories of the Lord, immediately the Lord appears, right? Earlier it was like so difficult for him, but now his stage of prema has been matured to that level that as soon as he remembers, as soon as he sings the glories and activities of the Lord, immediately the Lord Krishna appears. That's how the powerful, that's how the merciful the Lord is. So here Prabhupada also mentions, these things can happen not only to Narada Muni, it can happen to us also actually. So, and here it is said that Prabhupada is giving one nice point is, it's a natural psychology, like that every person likes to hear and enjoy the personal glories, right? Like we all like to hear if someone is glorifying us, we like. And if someone criticizes, we don't like. We don't like to see that person, even if that person talks 100 good things, and if he says one bad thing about us, we feel very bad, right? It is so painful to us. But we like to hear glory more. We enjoy if someone talks very good about us. Why that propensity is there in us? That is because the Lord also has that. That's why it is coming. It is coming through the Lord only, but it's a perverted reflection for us. Whereas for the Lord, it is absolute. So when somebody is singing, you know, when he can appear himself in like when we do a glorification, he can appear himself in that glorification. He is absolute. Because he is absolute, the glorifying the Lord is not different from seeing the Lord. It is like that. Whereas in our case, it is not like that. Glorification is like, you know, our egos will go off, you know, go to such an extent. It goes to it becomes heightened. But here, hearing the Lord's glories and you know, singing the Lord's glories and taking darshan of the Lord, all are identical. Okay, we'll move on to the next shloka. So,
Hare Krishna Mataji,
yes,
one
Prabhu.
sec. I will Ravi Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Ravi.
Hare Krishna,
Will you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, will you recite sloka and translation?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Please. Next, Anuradha Mataji. Please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Etadhi aturasiddhanam matrasparsheschaya muhu bhava sindhuplavo drishto haricharyanu varsanam.
Varnanam. Yes, Prabhu. Read the translation.
Hare Krishna. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. It is personally experienced by me that those who are always full of cares and anxieties due to desiring contact of the senses with their objects can cross the ocean of nascence on the most suitable boat. The constant chanting of the transcendental activities of the personality of the Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Anuradha Mataji, will you read purport, Mataji? Ambika Mataji. Ambika Mataji, will you read purport? No.
Oh, let them.
No one is raised their hand. Shanmuga Priya Mataji, will you read?
Kusun Mataji, I think you can read. Are you available?
So Shanmuga Priya Mataji is I think she is ready to read.
Yeah. Uma Devi Mataji.
Let her read 50% of that. Someone will be left. Okay. But please continue, Mataji.
Mataji, font size,
Shanmuga
please.
Priya Mataji.
Font size, please, Mataji.
Huh?
Font size, please increase the font size, Mataji.
Oh, really? It is so slow, so small. Okay.
Hey, we can also zoom in and read, no? I used to do that, Mataji.
Now, can
But
you?
in-
Okay. 34th, right? Can you see Mataji now?
yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The symptoms of living being is that he cannot remain silent even for some time. He must be doing something, thinking of something, or talking about something. Generally, the materialistic men think and discuss about subjects which satisfy their senses. But as these things are exercised under the influence of the external illusory energy, such sensual activities do not actually give them any satisfaction. On the contrary, they become full with care and anxieties. This is called Maya, or what is that? That which cannot give them satisfaction is accepted as an object for satisfaction. So Narada Muni, by his personal experience, says that satisfaction for such frustrated being engaged in sense gratification is to chant always the activities of the Lord. The point is that the subject matter only should be changed. No one can check the thinking activities of a living being, nor the feeling, willing, or working processes. But if one wants actual happiness, one must change the subject matter only. Instead of talking of the politics of a dying man, one might discuss the politics administered by the Lord himself. Instead of relishing activities of a cinema artist, one can turn his attention to the activities of the Lord with his eternal associates like the Gopis and Lakshmis. The Almighty Personality of Godhead, by his causeless mercy, descends to the earth and manifests activities almost on the line of the worldly men, but at the same time extraordinarily because he is almighty. He does so for the benefits of all conditioned souls so that they can turn their attention to the transcendence. By doing so, the conditioned soul will gradually be promoted to the transitional position and easily cross the ocean of nations, the source of all miseries. This is stated from personal experience by such an authority as Sri Narada Muni, and we can have the same experience also if we begin to follow in the footsteps of the great sage, the dearmost devotee of the Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna
much,
Prabhuji.
Mataji. So here we see, so this is a very important shloka, text 34, because it's a instruction, direct instruction of it's a lesson that which Narada Muni is sharing to all of us. So he is telling how to cross the boat, boat to cross the material existence he's giving. So here it is said, etadhi atura chittanam. So what is that? The conditioned souls in this material world are in atura chitta. Atura chitta means what? It's deep anxiety. Why they are in deep anxiety? Why? Because matra sparsha ichaya muhu means they are constantly trying to bring their senses in contact with the sense objects for their sense enjoyment. So like, the constantly they are thinking how their hands can touch something very soft, the ears can hear something nice, the eyes can see something nice. So they're constantly thinking about it. Because of this, their constant attempt to for their sense enjoyment, what will happen? That will only bring them into Bhavasindhu, right? They will only go into the Bhavasindhu. Bhavasindhu is like ocean of material existence. So it only brings them into the Bhavasindhu. But how to come out of this Bhavasindhu? Bhavasindhu, plavo drishto. What is plava? Plava means a boat. Plava means a boat. And what is that boat? Here it is said, what is the boat? Narada Muni is telling, Hari Charyanu Varnanam. So just discuss, glorify the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the only way by which you can cross this material existence through this boat alone. What is that boat? Through the boat of glorifying the Lord's activities, name, qualities, form, everything, you can cross over this material existence. Otherwise, we will not be able to come out of these modes of material nature also. This is what Narada Muni's conclusion is, that to directly glorify the Lord, as it helps us to come out of the material miseries of this world. So we have to be actually fully dependent on Krishna. So here you see that the surrender, what do we see from this, till this now, at least, like, someone can tell like how Narada Muni has been progressing in his journey of devotional service, how he has progressed, from where to where he has progressed. You're able to see, right? You are able to
Only today's verses you are
transition.
telling, Mataji.
No, I mean like from the beginning till today,
From the
whatever we
beginning
have
you are
done.
asking. I don't remember. Today's verse we can say.
No, in today's verse, yeah, okay. Even in today's verse, he is saying that, as soon as he is born from the Brahma, he got this veena, and then he started
Yeah.
singing
Started
the
singing the
glories of the
glories of
Lord.
the Lord.
And he is telling, here it is my personal experience. This 34th shloka is so important. He is telling it is personally experienced by me. Narada Muni is telling, it is my personal experience. If you want to come out of this, this material existence, which is full of anxieties and difficulties, because of because of our desire to be in constant touch with sense gratification, the only suitable boat is to constantly chant the transcendental activities of personality of Godhead. So this is very important lesson he is telling. But we can see here how Narada Muni also was fully dependent on the Lord. So the whole journey of Narada Muni, if you see till now, I'm not talking about only these 4 shlokas, but as a summary, we have already discussed before we begin the shlokas, that now how he was when the Lord has come and he has gone, he did not like complain. He did not complain to the Lord, hey, I did so much for you. As a very small child, I'm supposed to play and all that, but I have even given up my playing and all that. No, why are you doing this to me? Why are you not giving me a darshan? He did not say that. When the Lord said, that's it, now you will not get any more darshan, he accepted it. And he still followed what he was following earlier. He followed, and with more determination. After that, with more determination and perseverance, he followed the instructions of the Lord. Right? He was fully dependent on Krishna. So when we come to that stage, I don't know why you are doing this to me, Lord, but whatever you are doing, whatever is happening to me is actually good. It is for my own good. When you get that conviction, when we reach to that conviction, then we become dependent on Krishna. So this is what actually Narada Muni is also teaching us. So he didn't think like why the Lord is done like that. But many times I have seen, like in some classes when I was hearing earlier also in so many years, whenever this section comes up, even in my Bhakti Vaibhav course, some devotees have asked why the Lord is so partial. I mean, why the Lord is not showering mercy on Narada Muni, when he gave short darshan only. But there is a reason. The Lord does not want, when he wants to give himself. See, now when he is singing, he can see the Lord permanently, right? Like, so 24/7, he is with the Lord only, Narada Muni. So he want to award such a highest benediction to Narada Muni. So the Lord has a plan for each and every of his devotee. He is making plans for all of us, and he knows what is best for all of us. And we should have a conviction, and whatever he awards to us, we should accept it without any judgmental thing, or without becoming upset with the Lord and all that. So this is something which I felt like, when I was reading this, the 34th shloka, especially, like after this, I understood that, like we should always be dependent on the Lord. I mean, we should have a full conviction that, whatever Lord is doing in our life is actually, I mean, but I mean, of course, like when we follow what is being taught by Guru, Krishna, and Sadhu, when we are following all of it, but still, if we encounter something in our life, we have to actually become fully dependent on the Lord, because it is being sanctioned by the Lord.
Then Mataji, whatever happens to us, we can take it as Krishna's mercy.
Yeah, we have to take it as Krishna's mercy.
Mercy, yeah. And depend on him only for anything.
Yeah. So this is the conclusion. If you have any, we will end here. If you don't have
Mataji,
any
like
other
when
questions.
somebody asks you, oh, okay, so if somebody calls and says, how are you after a long time? Then I can say, I'm fine, Krishna's mercy.
Yeah, you
That's
can
okay,
say.
no?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
No, I say that, Mataji.
Yes, you can say.
I mean, it's right.
We are all fine only by his mercy.
Exactly.
directly or indirectly, maybe others may not understand, but we understand it. But yeah, it is all because of Krishna only.
Nowadays, automatically it comes, no, Mataji. Someone asks, no, automatically it goes like Krishna's mercy. Like that. Hari Bol. Any other questions, devotees?
Okay, thank you so much. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. We will all meet on Monday, next Monday. I don't know when are the classes.
Come again, Mataji. After a long time, we saw you.
Yes, Mataji. You went to Yatra, I thought.
Yeah, I went to Yatra and then I'm back.
Yeah.
And when Mataji has put my name, I'm available.
Okay,
Which yatra
okay.
you went, Mataji? Which yatra you went to?
I went to Mayapur Kartik Yatra with Radhanath Swami Maharaj.
Oh,
Very
how
good.
lucky. Oh, with Radhanath Swami. He's a Guru Maharaj.
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, how nice.
Krishnamurti Prabhu, you have something to say?
No, Mataji. No, nothing else. No, you can come. We can. Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Sure, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranam.